Hello and welcome back to the Nitwitz podcast. I'm your host Colton, joined today by my co-hosts David and Eli, with special guests Cody and Dexstar. What is going on, boys? What's been up with you?
What's up, y'all?
Oh,
Working.
same old, same old.
same shit, different toilet.
Felt that.
So,
Felt that.
anybody who's been listening to these past couple of podcasts will know probably me and Eli and David. Cody is joining us for the first time on our official podcast here. He is also part of the Nitwits. And our very special guest today, who we have just been recently playing with online, who we met through a game of Search and Destroy on Call of Duty,
Which you seem to
Dexstar
hate for
over
some
here.
reason.
Dexstar has been also starting to record some content and post to YouTube. Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Mostly it's just something where I want to track my progression in games and try and have a little fun with it, and decided that there was no better way to do it than throwing up a little YouTube and hoping for the best.
So is that saying that possibly one day you hope like that could be like money for you and like become a job, or
I mean, maybe a little side money, but not really thinking anything like gonna quit my job and absolutely everything, but just a little side pocket money maybe.
yeah, understandable. How many YouTube videos have you made so far?
I just have one from Apex, but I messed up on it pretty bad and forgot to have mics turned on for the screen capture on PlayStation, so it's really just silent gameplay you're watching.
In all honesty, I don't like screen recording on PlayStation because it is so much harder than Xbox. Like, you can just automatically open Twitch and dual screen in Xbox and like record on Twitch as well. But to each their own.
You can do the same
Just
thing
calling
on
people out, I guess, right?
You can do the same thing on PlayStation. You can have Twitch running on PlayStation, like streaming straight from your PlayStation.
Yeah, if
But
like,
then if you want your dashboard
whatever.
up, you got to use like your phone or your PC at the same time. So hopefully they integrate that into like the PS5.
Yeah, I have pretty high hopes on the PS5.
Yeah, I'm getting the Xbox.
Oh yeah?
You're getting it.
Yeah. Just
Cody,
looks so
you gonna
much
be
cooler,
getting
you
into
know?
the new console?
I'm blind, I'm getting the PS5. I'm not dumb.
The PlayStation most likely, just
Wow.
to continue
What a
to
loser.
go with the times and the platforms and everything like that. I've thought about getting it when it first drops, but
I mean,
I don't
I'm
know if I
definitely getting
will.
the PS5 when it first drops.
I don't know if I will 100% get it right immediately. It just kind of
Dude.
depends on how things go with the
Like,
transition
go big or go
from.
home, man.
Kind of depends on the transition from PS4 to PS5.
Dude,
Understandable.
I
Yeah,
made
I
it
know
from
that-
Xbox 360 to PS4. And it wasn't too bad, actually.
I went from a solely Xbox player to a little bit of PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm glad we asked.
I will definitely take a little bit of credit there, as well as Cody should as well. Literally, we
actually
got
started
fed up
out-
with having to use cross-plat on what was it, on Call of Duty only. So me and Cody were like, let's throw together some money and just go buy him a PlayStation. 'Cause we're
I just from
tired
Minnesota.
of it.
Yeah, I traded in my Xbox One on a PlayStation 4.
Ouch.
I mean, like, quite honestly, just like PlayStation for me has always been what I've gamed on. I've had the Xbox and Xbox 360, and since I have played on like and watched some gameplay with Eli's, I can definitely say I like certain aspects of it better. But as Eli likes to point out to me a lot, creature of habit, so I stick with PlayStation.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
PlayStation.
I don't know. When I was gaming on my Xbox, pretty much 90% of my friends had just dropped off and just stopped playing. And back in my Xbox days, I really got
Also your
into
friends.
Destiny, and then the early COD games. And from just the time periods of when everything was going on in just real life, it just friend groups just started falling apart, and friends just stopped playing. So it was just better for me to get rid of the Xbox and go back to a PlayStation platform. I actually started on PlayStation platform.
Feel
That's
that?
where I started at, and went over to the Xbox.
Dex, where did you start?
I started on the laptop the school gave us to take home in high school. And I started playing out on like CSGO and just like Flash games and stuff. And then actually just like super recently, like this Christmas, I ended up getting my first PlayStation. And then I also had a laptop, but games did not like that.
So like
Nice.
the actual like true first console I ever played with, I think I was like 4 or 5. My mom got me this VTech thing. It had like a paw print on one side and then a
Paw
joystick
Patrol.
on the other. I don't know if anybody else had one of those, but dude,
Yeah.
when I was like 4 or 5, I thought that was the coolest game system ever.
I don't know. I think like the very first game system I ever got was the old school hunting game. That it was like, it had the old school red, white,
Duck
and yellow
Hunter?
cables. Yeah, not Duck Hunter, but it was like a deer hunting game. So it was used like the gun itself was the game, and it was off the TV.
I know what you mean. I think I had one of
Yeah,
those,
poor
or my
people-
cousins did.
Poor people in consoles.
Yeah, and it shot
I
like a
feel that.
laser at the screen to kind of give direction of like where you were shooting at, and there was like no precision in that entire game. You just sit there and like pull the trigger and just dump it at the deer. Didn't even care.
Hell yeah. That's how you do it.
Oh,
Oh my
They
god!
do
What did you
not.
start on, David?
I'm not gonna go back to like those poor people consoles because I had plenty of those. I'm gonna say I
Wow.
started on the. Well, I mean, I had poor people consoles. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna go back that far because I don't even know what they're called. So I'm just gonna go with like probably first ever console I've ever had, GameCube.
I mean,
GameCube.
my
Gotcha.
first
Hell
console that I
yes.
started on really was Nintendo 64, and then I moved on to Sega. I went backwards a little bit. So, I mean, I didn't really start with PlayStation or Xbox. I started with Nintendo.
Yeah, I started like that was like the old school Nintendo 64 was in my aunt's basement, just on an old school box TV, like one of the really big ones, you know.
We never had money for that.
Same. My
Oh.
grandparents' basement. My uncle actually used to have a Nintendo 64 and a like actual original Nintendo, and I got to play games on those when I was young. When I played with
Hell
him.
yes.
Like the
Hell
old
yeah.
school, like you pulled a little brick out and you like blew into the brick and then blew into the
Like cartridge, yeah.
blew
Yes.
into the actual like thing itself.
How you
Game
doing, man?
cartridges. Yes. Even though that was horrible for it, but
Yeah, but
Oh.
you thought like back then everybody was like, "Oh, it's not bad for it. Don't worry about it. Just blow into it, get all the dust out. The game will play automatically and stuff."
Dude, nothing
Yeah.
will ever beat the original PlayStation 2 Slim, that whenever the battery, not the battery, but the disc slot broke, you had to have some kind of weight on top of it for it to actually play games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The
Yeah.
little, like you had to flip up that little tray, and it was like, and you put the disc in, you'd snap in.
That was actually the first.
Yeah,
That was
I don't
actually
know
the first
if it's
PlayStation.
headlight.
Yeah, that was actually the first PlayStation I ever played on, and I played the very first PlayStation I played on was PlayStation 2, and the very first game I ever played on it was Call of Duty 3. And I just vividly remember like one of the missions that you're going through. There's a bunch of dead cows in a field that you're walking through.
What the hell?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
dude,
like a-
you don't remember that mission?
Yeah, with the mission with the dead cows, and you have to hide behind the cows.
Yeah, you have to hide behind the dead cows and just shoot the Nazis and stuff.
Dude,
And then
fuck
you're
Christ.
like, yeah,
Dude,
dude, that game was.
the first games
That
I
was
played
so
on
fun.
PlayStation was racing games. I played Gran Turismo and Burnout.
Dude, Need for Speed.
Need for
Burnout
Speed,
was
yes.
such a
Midnight-
good game.
I
Freaking
also
Midnight
played
Club, bro.
Midnight Club. I was just gonna say I played Midnight Club
Yeah.
a lot too.
And then they came out with like the Midnight Club.
Dub Edition remix.
Yeah, and all that was is it just added cop cars to the mix so that you could run around with a cop car and race in a cop car and stuff.
Yeah, that's fun.
Definitely.
Those were the games.
I think the first couple of games I had on my first PlayStation 2 were I had all the Lego Star Wars games that had come out up to that
Dude,
point.
yes. Yes.
And those were so amazing, dude. I would
That's
spend
so good.
hours upon hours just replaying like missions as different characters that you could go and buy. And then I'd always like I would see how long it would take if I would pick Yoda, and instead of using like his little hover chair, if I just walked around as Yoda the entire time.
I feel
Oh
that.
god, those days. That and then I had the Nickelodeon like the All Stars game where it was like SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Timmy Turner, Danny Phantom. I can't remember who else, but you had to go around like all the different worlds and do different missions and defeat Plankton and stuff.
Or
and
who
all the other
remembers like
villains.
the old school Nickelodeon game for the little what do they call them? It was like a handheld little thing, and it
Oh yeah,
flipped
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I don't
about?
think I ever did that.
Yeah.
It was for the what are those called, David?
And
Game Boys. That's what it was, a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Game Boy? Who
Yeah, you
didn't
flip
have
up
a
the
Game Boy?
well, you flipped up a Game Boy, and you had like the little disc that goes in the back. One of my
A
all-time
disc, you
favorite
mean a
games was
freaking cartridge?
yeah. So one of my all-time favorite games was the Nickelodeon racing game.
Yeah, I played a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of Over the Hedge. Whenever that movie came
Yeah.
out, that game, I played a lot of that game.
Yeah, when that movie came out, they just released a bunch of like video games and stuff for it.
I played a lot of on Game Boy. I played the old Mario's because my uncle had like the original Game Boy, and so I got to play like all the old Mario games. I played all of the newer ones, such as like MTV or ATV versus BMX. What
which also
was
obviously ATV is better, but yeah.
well, yeah, it was like way more fun to use the ATV, but then I played all like the superhero games, like the Spider-Man games on Game Boy that came out. Dexter, did you ever have a Game Boy?
I never had a Game Boy. One of my friends did. Never really played on it with him. I was actually more of the Nintendo DS kind of family.
Dude, actually
Yes.
same.
Oh my god,
And,
yes, the Nintendo DS.
Dude, the amount of time I put into Mario Kart on that.
Lol,
Dude, I
yes.
loved Scribble Knots when it first came out.
Yes, Scribblenauts was so good.
Such a good
Of
game.
course, all the Pokemon games and everything.
Actually, wasn't a huge Pokemon player.
Same.
Really?
I didn't play it that much.
Yeah. I was
Like the first Pokemon game I played, and like I could take some shit for this, but with Pokemon Go.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. Not everybody was into it. I think the
This
first
Pokemon
Pokemon
Go's
game
fun.
that I played was either Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I think that's what they were.
What is that?
The like
Never even heard of that.
no, it was Scarlet and the
Freaking
ones
me
on
out.
Game Boy. It was Scarlet and Emerald, right?
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
which Game Boy are you talking about?
The original, like the one that looked like just a block.
Okay, so on that one, it was actually silver.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm glad that he knows.
The only reason I know is because I played the absolute crap out of it to the point where I broke it. Like it was
Yeah,
pretty
no.
bad.
That and then Spyro, dude. Spyro
I
on
love
the Game Boy
Spyro.
and the PlayStation, man.
I
I
played-
Spyro
played
was
Crash
just-
Bandicoot
played him
like
in GameCube.
crazy.
Yeah, that was a PlayStation exclusive.
Yes, it was. It was awesome.
I never played it. The first time I played it was like that really small mini game at the beginning of what do you fucking call it?
Oh,
Uncharted
and
4.
Drake's Deception, or not Drake's Deception. The final one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was fun. I spent like 4 hours trying to get the high score on that.
Or the Crash Bandicoot racing games.
Those are
Oh
always fun.
yes, CTR
Twins.
Crash Team Racing.
GTR, yes.
CTR and
Oh
the
my
Twin
God.
Insanity.
I never owned PlayStation, but my friend did. Fucking played that all the time.
Twin
I'm gonna
Insanity was
dish it.
great.
I am.
Oh my god.
What about you, bud?
What about me?
Oh shit.
What about what? Who? Cody, quit doing dishes in the background.
I'll just mute my mic. How about that?
Okay, that sounds good, man.
Clank,
I
clank,
mean, you
clank.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Right?
You can't
You
do
couldn't have picked a worse time to do dishes.
dish.
In my defense, the entire sink is full of dishes, and I have to do them. And
You
it's
could have
bugging
waited,
me, so
like,
You could have made your girlfriend do it.
after the podcast.
Oh,
I mean, that's her.
okay,
I'm
David.
just kidding.
I'm not the guy to sit here and make my girlfriend sit here and do the dishes that she had no part of doing.
Oh, does she not live with you?
No, she doesn't live with me. She has her own place.
I don't know, man. I'm just used to all my friends fucking having the girlfriends live with them. Kind of pissed me off.
Well, I don't live with my girlfriend.
What's a girlfriend?
He gets it.
That's a touchy topic, boys.
yeah. So, I mean, like,
it's fine.
in all fairness, I think I could probably handle living with my girlfriend, but like at the same
Your
time, I
girlfriend?
really like having my own independence. Yeah, I'm with Lexi.
Don't even
Oh.
say that, Colton, because we
Oh.
all know that you
Oh.
won't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I just didn't know that.
oh. Yeah.
It'd be aight.
No, for real though, I really do enjoy having like my own independence and like
Dude,
at
4th
I
of July.
don't know, living
get
with
it.
living with people is really weird for me because like for me
Yeah,
I
you
have
like
to
get
live
fucked.
because me and Cody when we lived together, it was
Kinda gay, not gonna
great
lie.
for like 6 months, and
Yeah.
then after 6 months we started to really like get annoyed with each other's habits and like anything each other did just
Oh my
pissed
god.
each other
I don't
off.
know how Dakota hasn't destroyed me yet. Holy
well, probably
fuck.
because a
He-
big part of it is
I
probably
fuck
you
with
don't
him so
work
much.
with Dakota. Me and
Oh, that's
Cody
funny.
literally we would wake up, go to work, and see each other in the morning before we went to work. Then we get to work, see each other all day at work. Then we get home and see each other all night at home.
It literally got to the point that, like, when I would walk into his room because he's late to work, I would walk into his room, wake him up, and he's like, "Bro, I just want to punch you in the face."
It got so bad. Like it I didn't even. It's not that I
That's just
didn't
Colton
like him. Or
being
anything.
aggressive.
It was just I would wake up and see his face and just like my body
Be
was
like,
just
fuck you, loser.
like, fuck yeah,
We'll
like
fucking
fuck
put you down,
fucking-
motherfucker.
Like
You,
and
you talk to me? No.
we're best friends, but at the same time, it's like
We're best friends, but man, I can't wait to fucking just punch you right in the goddamn nose.
yeah, exactly. And
Throw you in the
I
back
mean,
of a fucking pickup truck.
but at the same time, like now me living with Eli, I realize a huge part
You
of it
live
is
on
me and
different
Cody's
levels too.
personality is just so different too. Because I spend quite a bit of time with Eli, and we hang out, we play video games all the time, but our personalities don't clash as much because we're both a little more introverted and we can just kind of do our own thing. Whereas me and Cody, he is like an extreme extrovert, and I cannot.
I like sitting at home in my bed.
Why have I not heard that you were together with Lexi? That's still fucking with me.
Well,
Boys,
Full circle.
Yeah.
well, I have come to realize the fact that my extreme extrovertness is just a like coping mechanism with being so insecure about myself that I have to literally sit there and talk my way out of everything, or like sit there and find something in common with somebody so I don't feel out of place.
Yeah, I don't get that, man.
Well,
I
good for you that
completely
you don't have any
understand that.
social anxieties, David.
Well, I definitely like don't like just like fucking randomly talk to random motherfuckers, but like I don't like care what people think about me.
I mean,
You know what I
I do and I don't, but like, for me, at the same time,
I never said that it has anything to do with like me caring about like what people think about me. It's the fact that like I could be standing in a room full of like 20 people, and I find one motherfucker standing in that room, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Let's have a conversation, because I don't want to sit there and be like that loner kid sitting in the back of the room, and just not like giving a crap of like who's there. And
I love that. I love
Like-
being that guy. You just get to sit on the phone, just back of the room. Nobody gives a fuck, you know?
no, I
Yeah.
hate being that guy because I want to
I-
be able to
whenever
like. I don't want to seem that like unsocial.
Yeah,
Whenever
go
I
fuck.
try doing that, there's always that one extroverted kid that comes up to me and starts talking to me.
That's when you
So I'd
tell him
rather
to
be
fuck
like
off.
that.
Right.
I
Be more like
usually
Joe.
do.
Be
I'll
more
usually
like
just bring up
Joe.
hockey.
Be more like Joe. Fuck off. Playing Minecraft on my phone.
See, no, you don't want to do that because literally the best friendship that I've ever had came from Cody doing that with me. is I was that
Wow.
kid that was like, leave me alone.
Cody,
I want to sit on my phone. I just want to be in my own little
Cody's
shell.
over here
And
doing fucking blow or some shit. Come join me.
Cody would
Well,
not
that's-
leave me.
Well, that was like the whole thing with our friendship is like when we first started like knowing each other, we hated each other for the longest
stand
time,
him.
and then like I could not stand him, he couldn't stand me. Like I felt like he took my place in a lot of things, and then like we started talking, got to know each other, had things in common, liked certain things, and then we started hanging out, and out of nowhere, like I'm living in his house, and then he's living in my house.
And it was great when we were living with each other then, because we were in school, and while we went to school together, we didn't see each other all day, so we could like have our own time. But you definitely, when you're living with someone, you have to be able to spend time apart from them, and
Yeah,
it'd be healthy like that. And that's just, I feel like living with a roommate for me is also like, I hate living alone. I don't want to be just on my own in a house with nobody there, because I
it's great.
feel empty. Like there's nothing to
fucking
do, no one to
masturbate wherever I
talk
want.
to.
Masturbate
Like, yeah,
whenever you
completely.
want.
I love it. It's so nice.
Jerk off wherever I
Just
want.
be sitting on the
Wherever
couch.
I want,
All right,
wherever I
guys, gotta
want,
rub
as
one
much
out.
as possible. Fuck the
What about
neighbors.
Dexter, do you live alone, or do you live with parents? Or
I actually
friends?
live with my dad and sister. Only one of which is home currently.
Do you do the
But
same
I was
thing where you
gonna-
just masturbate randomly?
No.
Okay.
Dude, what?
Not
Maybe that's
yet.
just me. Not
But
yet.
so you know Speedy Door? Sometimes we play with him, the Xbox guy.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really good friends with him, and we're actually talking about moving in together at some point when we save up enough money to. And I've been listening to a lot of this stuff that you guys are saying, and I feel like there are some things where we would clash, but then a lot of time me and him have just sat down for like turned out to be 10 hours. And
Yeah,
we just
the only
talk.
thing
Reminds me
the
of
only
some
thing I gotta
conversations I've
say,
gone for like
the
6
only thing I
hours.
gotta say about like living in with your best friend or living with your friends is once the relationship goes from being friends and friendly to like literally hating each other, it's
Brothers.
time for somebody to move on and like find another place or get a different roommate or do something. Bring somebody else into the mix. Even
Yes.
then, like have a third
Shake
person
it
in
up,
there.
you know?
That way it's not like just the two of you in there alone, and it just like ruins the friendship because
Hi.
you're gonna find.
See, I don't
you're
get
gonna
that.
find-
You should know your limits. Like, oh yeah, you're pissing this dude off. Back the fuck off. You know.
Well, that's
Otherwise,
like
you're just not
that's
taking
literally
responsibility.
that's literally what Colton and I did. Is like when he got his house, he definitely offered me to live with him, and I was like, well, one, I want to be able to like live on my own and see if I can do it, and two, I don't want to ruin the friendship that we have just by me moving in and something going wrong. So
I get
like.
that.
That's what we did. So like that's the best advice I can give is like whenever somebody's like really good friends and they end up moving in together, just make sure that you know ahead of time that like if it goes sour, like you're gonna have moments in time. Like I don't think Colton and I have ever gotten into a fight, but like there's moments in time that we wanted to like literally get into each other's faces and get into a fight, and that's
It's always
when
the best
friendships
thing when
go
you're best
sour.
friends and you get in fights. It's like there's an awakening, you know. And then you're like, okay, I was being a little bit of a dick. You know, you apologize. You're good. You're good. It's like rekindling your relationship. Like after you know, you both cheat on each other. You know, and you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna get over this together. And then you get over it, and then you like, I would never do that because I don't do that. You know, fuck that. But you know, I'm just saying, like in the movies and shit. You know.
Yeah,
Because
no,
you're-
and like I'm not gonna lie, I've done that with one friend a couple of times. And
Dude, I did
now,
that with
like,
Joe like twice.
and now we've like even as of just like pretty recently, we've started to drift away from each other, and we've been friends since kindergarten, so like 13 years of our lives.
Dude, my personality is just being a dick, and then like I made Joe into a like same personality. And it's fucking hilarious.
It really is, though.
I love it so much. I'm so proud of him. You know?
Like Joe, like when Colton and Joe first started hanging out and stuff, I really never did like Joe.
Oh, I
And
love
the reason for that is because like Colton was able to go out with me and do things with me and like
Ooh.
didn't care. But
Yeah, we had a
then
couple of
like
dates once.
yeah, but
Hell yeah.
but Joe is like so into himself and doesn't like to go out
Absolutely.
and do anything.
It's so
That's
funny.
like So recently, we
gotta force him.
were able to. Well, that's the thing. Is like we were able to get him to go to the strip club, and now he wants to go all the time. Or like,
Dude, hell yes.
Or his
going out-
parents call him and say, "Oh, don't go." He just doesn't.
and
end up
then he
going.
just like caves to his mom. Like, I completely understand the whole mom thing,
yeah,
and
fucking
not wanting
I love
to,
it. I'm
not
always
wanting
fine.
to, like, not wanting to like upset your mom or anything. And I completely understand that. But when it comes to stuff like that, like, you got to be able to branch out and do things on your own. You can't
Dude.
you can't sit here and like.
Mom has no fucking say over what I do. She knows that. She knows her place.
Yeah,
So that's
and,
like-
and you don't. Another thing is you don't have to. You shouldn't have to be able to be friends with all of your friends' friends. Like it's
Exactly.
everybody needs their own set of friends.
I do agree.
Exactly, but
I
like,
have the same friends, but you know.
Like obviously, I've got like my main set of friends, which is you guys, and a couple more people who are supposed to be on the podcast, but they're not.
Jake.
But then, like, you've got to have other people that you can go out and do things with. Because while this may be, like, your best friends and your best group of friends, you can get annoyed with each other. Even if you don't see each other all the time, if all you do is hang out with each other, you get bored of it, you know?
Dude, tell you what, me and
Yeah,
Colby
exactly,
always
it's
hang
like-
out, and it's always fun. Fucking
Like,
Colby is such a god tier person.
Okay, we need to get Colby on this podcast because
Oh my god, yeah.
content gold, dude.
Dude, he's such a fucking amazing dude. I love the guy.
Oh, he's such a cool kid.
Colby's
yeah.
awesome. Colby really is.
I really haven't met anybody that
Dude, he
doesn't
really
like
took
Colby.
over. He just like fucking. He's such a badass. He like. Oh my god. We gotta make some videos of us like ordering food with him because he's super fucking loud and obnoxious about it. It's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I'm down,
I gotta get out of Vermont at some point and come meet you guys and just like
bro.
actually
Oh,
get like
100%,
a
dude.
memory or something.
Is
100%.
I've talked to like all my friends about that who I play video games with. I'd love to like at least once be able to plan a trip with or for everybody to where we can all either go out there or they can come here and we can talk and meet
Like when
each
Chris
other.
came down.
Yeah, because we've got another buddy who comes out every now and then and chills with us. But he
I love
doesn't do it
Chris.
for long just because he can't. But
Dude, no,
it's always a great
last
time.
last summer, he came down for like a month or two.
Yeah, came out for like a month and a week. Or
He's
Damn.
god tier. I love him.
He-
Took him to
he's
a
pretty
store
funny,
for the
dude.
first time. The whole shebang, you know.
But yeah, I would definitely love to like get you down here at one point, and then along with my house being what people are now referring to as the trap house.
Dude, it's better than my friend, he started going to college, so his mom on like a 40 or some ridiculous sized horse ranch for the area I live in. Built him like
Wow.
a little house, like a 10 by 20 house. And the only thing it's referred to inside our friend group is the clap shack.
Clap shack.
The clap shack.
Gotta go down to the clap shack real quick.
Dude, yes.
But no, as I was saying, our buddy Joe is supposed to actually be building or getting this house that he lives in now. Parents are supposedly going to be able to give it to him at some point.
Dude, I
And
hope
his
so.
kind of goal with it is to make it like not necessarily a gamer house, but at the same time a gamer house. Like he wants the downstairs to be like the floor. We're gonna do it in posters and cover it in epoxy and have like game tables and a little bar down there. He's got
That's
like
gonna be such a
10
badass.
rooms in this house. I mean,
Dude, it's got more than
really
10, man.
Huh?
I think it's got more than 10.
Well, not anymore after they knocked like half
Yeah, you're
the
not wrong.
house off, but
You're not wrong. Didn't think about that.
yeah.
No,
But
there's
it's-
definitely a ton of rooms.
Super cool.
Badass.
So and then I have 2 spare bedrooms here myself. So it definitely would be feasible to get like a bunch of our friends down here. Plus, I would think like our goal with the Nitwitz is not to just make a podcast and do videos. We all want to be able to go out and like meet people and have fun and make videos with each other while we're doing like stupid camping trips while we're absolutely doing the most to like make it fail, but we still pull it off, you know. And
Oh, just have
able-
me there, and I'll be like Chris in the Mr. Beast videos for camping.
Oh my God.
I'm down.
But yeah, like exactly like you have someone who's like not necessarily hindering the process, but not helping at all.
Chandler.
Yes. So accurate.
But
I'm not gonna lie, I would be a combination of the both. I would either be there 100% or it's like, no, you guys are waiting on me, I'm the king.
Dude.
But yeah, that's
I feel
like
that.
what we want to do, and
I feel like it's gonna be everybody though.
I definitely want to also get like Scuba and Trans out here at some point. I know Cody knows who they are. I think
I
Eli
know
knows
Scuba
of them by like
and
us
Trans.
I mean, I
talking
know him a
to them.
little bit, yeah.
But yeah, but they're cool people as well. But it's definitely the relationships. That's another huge thing. The relationships I feel that I've built online with these people, I think are 10 times more stable and like more real than anybody I actually meet in real life.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, straight up.
Like people always say, "Oh, you can't believe who everybody is on the internet." Actually, I mean, while
Dude.
there's a lot of truth to that, but the people you meet while you're playing like these video games and stuff and just hanging out together, I mean, that's people being the truest who they are. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
know. I
shoot
was
your
gonna
shit
say
with
you,
people.
you usually see like the best and the worst of them in the course of like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and like it. What does it hurt you to talk to these guys who about what you're going through and stuff? Because you're either gonna get the response from one of your friends of, "Oh, don't be a bitch, suck it up," which I mean, admittedly, a lot of times you need to
Suck
hear,
me
but
up,
at the same
you
time,
bitch.
they're also in the background after they say that they're like, "But bro, if you actually need anything, I'm here for you." I mean, I obviously I can't be there, but I'll be here for you to talk to.
Oh yeah, the majority of my friend groups, like I'm 100% like that. I will like be hard on them in the moment, but afterwards it's like anyone who I've really met, if you have something, you just need to talk it out or something, let me know. I was that guy in my very 250 7 through 12 school.
Yeah, and then, I mean, but as well as meeting people in person, though, I mean, partially that's just how my personality is too. Is like a lot of my gamer friends are the same way. Who are I feel like that's part of a gamer's personality. Is like, yeah, you'll shit on all your friends a ton, and that's just how it be sometimes. But at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, I'd bend over backwards and give that dude my shirt off my back if he needed it,
Yeah,
and that's just part of our personality almost.
Yeah. Like
And
I don't know how many times I've just been like around the holiday season when I just see like went in to just get like pick up some small little candies and stuff for like my house, and I was walking out, I saw this old lady carrying like four like large different toys, and I was like, hey, is there any chance I can give you a hand? And they're like, but why, are you gonna steal from me? I'm like, no, I'm just straight up trying to help. And she was like, well, kids your age always try and take stuff from people my age. I was like, no offense, let me know the people who do that, and I'll go set them straight. But I'm actually just trying to help you. 'Tis
Yeah.
the season, isn't it?
unfortunately.
and dude, that's so shit. I wish people
And they're like,
wanted to be like that.
I don't
But
get rewards for this.
so
Shit.
whole though. So wholesome. Real wholesome.
And then like I
content
end up
here, boys.
helping them, and they're just like, oh well, thank you. It just made my day, and I was like,
I did.
just trusting someone a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, and then like just kind of going off on that personality tangent, like me and Cody throughout the years of our friendship that we have. What are we up to? We're at like 6 years now, Cody.
Yeah, damn near.
6-year anniversary.
Something like almost 6 years, and like whenever he was down or on his luck or needed help, I was there
Usually,
to. I mean, I couldn't give him much, but there is a time and a point in time where he didn't have a place to sleep. I was like, dude, it's not much, but I have a chair in my room. It's a house. It's not far from school. You can come with me to school in the morning, and that'll be that. And that's what we did. And I helped him out that way. And then there was another time later on down the line where there was some hardships at home. I went and lived with him, and it's been back and forth like that whenever we needed each other. And then, the same thing with Eli is me and Cody both said we have a friend who's down on his luck. How can we help him? And that's partially I think how I was raised, but just my personality is my personality because I know a lot of people in my family wouldn't do that, and that's just who I came out to be.
Yeah, no, like my friend, my best friend, the one I said earlier from kindergarten. He's had his days where he's been completely down and stuff, and I've picked him back up, gone over, like dropped everything I was doing that day, gone over, raised him up, and then throughout my senior year in high school, right at the end of it, I was playing baseball. Baseball meant the world to me, and I had a girlfriend. She ended up dumping me as soon as baseball season ended. Graduation came, and my parents got divorced, all in a sequence of like a week and a half.
Damn.
And it was just like, I just looked at my friend and I said, I need somewhere to be right now. I can't be at home. So I spent, I think, like 2 months just living with my best friend on his floor. Like no mattress, no nothing, a couple blankets I went home and got, and like 3 changes of clothes, and I just kept cycling that. And like straight up 2 months I spent on his floor. Might text my mom a couple times a week, my dad a couple times a week, just to let him know I'm doing okay. But it was rough, and just the fact I had somewhere to go during that and someone pick me up just meant the whole world. And
That'd be my brother.
You don't have to offer someone much, but what you can offer them, it typically means the world to them.
Yeah,
and, yeah, it's so wholesome to see all that kind of stuff. But kind of a funny story with Eli down here, without going into too much detail. There's a kid at our high school with the same name, Eli, and I absolutely hated him because he was a dick to me and he was a douchebag. And I thought he was the same person.
Name BS.
I thought he was the exact same person who we were trying to hire at work, and it turned out it wasn't. It was Eli, who currently we live with. But I was vouching. I was like, do not hire this guy. This guy's a douchebag. I know who you're talking about.
In the meantime, I'm sitting there saying, no, go ahead and hire him. Yeah, get him on. Yeah, good guy. Because of the fact that he was dating a good friend of mine from high school, and I know for a fact that she's not going to date some guy that's a piece of shit.
You do that?
I mean,
for a fact?
And it turned out that none of the managers really even liked me anyways, and like gave me nicknames that.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's but anyway, I absolutely I went into him being hired and coming in to work with us thinking, oh god, I'm gonna hate this fucking douchebag, and at the very beginning, like when I first saw him, not at all. Like I was like, oh, that's not the same person. So I kind of tried to wipe that oh, I'm gonna hate this guy out of my mind. But also at the same time, I had never met anybody like Eli. He was like, all of my friends are tall, but he was the tall guy with the slick back hair with the shaved sides and everything, the gauges in his ears, the nose piercing. I was like, oh, he's gonna be one of these fucking like emo douchebags. Not at all. Now he's fucking living with me. We're really good friends. We spend a lot of time hanging out with each other, drinking with each other. It's just a good time all around.
I don't know. I still think Eli's kind of that emo guy, but he's the cool emo guy, not the weird one. Friends come and go. It's the ones that like. There's an old school country song that says it best. You know, you'll find out who your friends are and stuff. And it really comes into effect like when you're really sitting there talking to your buddies, and shit's like real. You know, you're down on your luck, you need help. You know, who you gonna call? Like who's got your back enough to come help you out of a bind?
Yeah.
You know?
So was I playing with you guys the other night when that girl like hard friend zoned me?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So I had there was a Mexican exchange student at my school my junior year. Mind you, I never really talked to him, but he was staying with one of my like closer friends. So like I kind of knew him and we talked, and I just put something on my story that just said no espresso equals most espresso. And by that, he knows that I don't drink coffee, so I was pretty down on myself. And I don't usually post stuff on my story anyways. So when he saw that, he was like, what happened? I was like, I just pretty much told him like what happened. And he was the only person on my Snapchat that ended up messaging me back. And like a couple of my like, who I thought were my closer friends, actually didn't end up messaging me who saw it. And I was like, that really just kind of like stood out. And again, it's not much, but it's what you can do.
Right. And throwing me, Cody and Eli a bone here. How long have we known you now? What, 4 weeks, Eli? 3 weeks? 4 weeks? Something like that.
What?
Anyway,
Yeah.
how long have we been playing with Dexter now?
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks. Yeah. Literally, he got that message and he went quiet. So all of us were like, "Where you at, man? What's going on?" And he explained to us what was happening. And I think each and every one of us at least 2 or 3 times asked him, "Doing all right, buddy? You good? Need anything?" And I mean,
Yeah,
just
no, I think
generally
at
trying to
one point
be there, but.
I think at one point I just kind of switched on some country music that I know just gets me in a better mood, and I was just trying to vibe to it.
Yeah, I don't like country. Can't get into it.
It's what I grew up on. It's hard for me to get away from it.
I grew up
We'll
on metal.
literally we'll be sitting there and then just all of a sudden start singing country music while we're playing the game.
Pretty much, that's how that works.
Is that all you listen to, or do you listen to more than 50?
I like listen to some rap, not a lot, and then some of the modern stuff that's coming out.
How did we go? How did we go from like talking about our lives to what kind of music we listen to? Like that's like segue down the wormhole, boys.
Because we were hooked on a feeling, that's why.
Oh my god, hooked on a feeling. Don't do it, Colton.
Hi, I believe it.
Unga chaka.
Oh, sorry. There was an opportunity. One chance, one opportunity, and I didn't let it
God
slip.
damn it!
Seize the moment, boys.
Get fucked. Oh,
You're so retarded.
Oh,
man.
highlight of my week right there.
No, seriously, I listen to pretty much the same thing. Like, I listen to mostly country, but some of the rap that comes out, like, there's some rap songs that I can get into, like, this is pretty good. Like, I can vibe to this. And there's some other shit that's just like, what kind of garbage did someone just spit out?
Oh yeah, 100%. There was actually, I don't know what like genre it's classified as, but it's like the Dude Perfect songs by The Score. Like I've vibed on those hard for like baseball warm-ups.
Yeah. I don't reciprocate feelings, but yeah.
You don't reciprocate.
We don't need to reciprocate feelings. Just keep it all bottled up until the bottle explodes.
Dude,
exactly.
That is the best way of dealing with feelings,
and then you just like your wife just burns dinner one day, and you're just gonna come home and slam her head in like a fucking cabinet or some shit, you know?
Jesus Christ!
My friend told me I should start listening to more.
I'm dying. Oh my god, that was
that's
good,
a
David.
Bad idea.
You should start listening to what?
More Bo Burnham.
Because
if you've never heard of him, you need to look him up.
I don't know who hasn't heard of him.
Pretty good comedian.
He's okay.
I mean, we all know the best comedian out there is Seth Rogen.
Movie-wise, yes.
Nah, I mean, yeah, movie-wise, stand-up comedian Kevin Hart's good. I don't even know,
Kevin
man.
Hart kind of guy. Adam Sandler.
If I hear Seth Rogen laugh, though, I'm just immediately laughing because his laugh is just so ridiculous.
I mean, I really like Pete Davidson for stand-up, personally.
I like Bill Burr.
Oh my god.
And
Daniel Tosh.
Gaffigan
Daniel Tosh is really good too.
Tosh is pretty
Daniel Tosh is so edgy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's my edgelord, and I love it.
good. Okay,
I
let's
forget
don't
who it
do
was,
that.
but
He
told
is
us
my
Russian
woo
mafia
to your
story.
tang. I don't know. I thought that sounded better in my head.
No, Jim Gaffigan, dude, is like
Dude,
me, but older.
dude, you have no idea.
You guys want to hear a line of really bad jokes?
I don't know, do we?
I mean,
Okay.
I used to work on a vegetable farm. I had like 10 hours a day.
I can see where this
6
is
days
going.
a week.
I can see where this is going.
I mean, me and one of my friends, we would always do a head lettuce in the morning. It was a vegetable farm. And when we'd wash it, we'd always sing "Let Us Go."
I think
All
Cody was
ears
going
were
down the route
listening
of like
because we were right next to the
the
cornfield.
paraplegic kind of vegetable.
I definitely thought that was either going like really racial
Yeah,
or
I thought that
No,
too.
no, like actual
We need
vegetable
to
farming.
like take about 40 steps back before we get into uncharted territory, but we don't want to go into.
No, so, yeah, we really turn up the beat out there.
my God.
Hey,
All ears are
turn down for
listening.
what?
No, he worked on a vegetable farm. He turniped the beet.
Oh my god.
Oh
You
man,
just
he
come up with that
really,
one, Blade?
Stupidity.
he was really
Come on.
rooted in there.
Oh, jeez. What did the mommy chimney say to the baby chimney? You're too
I
young
don't
to
know.
smoke.
Get fucked, Colton.
No, me first.
You
Hey
first what?
guys,
He said get fucked. Me first.
Oh. Ooh.
hey guys, do you really know why plants are so good at STEM?
What?
Go on.
They know their square roots.
Autism.
Why?
Cause I worked in the sun, rain, really anything but thunder and lightning. I was out there working, and when the rows of strawberries are over 100 yards long, and
You
it's
worked at a
foggy
vegetable
out,
farm,
and you
man.
get halfway out into the middle of it, and you can't see either end, you start to feel like you're in a horror movie. So you just start making fun with what you feel like is your last moments.
Oof. I thought you said you worked on a vegetable farm. What kind of vegetable farm grows strawberries?
Apparently, they-
Potatoes.
It's a vegetable fruit farm. It's in Vermont. We kind of grow what we can.
So it was a
sounds
produce
like a
farm.
lot. Sounds like a lot of stuff you can grow. I
Yeah,
don't
it was a
geography.
produce farm. That was a good way.
Did
of
you grow any
putting it.
watermelon?
We did grow watermelons. We had a shirt, like a shirt promoting the stand, that all the workers got there for free that said "nice melons" with a guy holding 2 melons.
Nice. That's like how you get customers, you know?
Yeah, we had to stop making those shirts.
Why?
Not PC enough.
No,
It
do you
made
guys
me
re-
really disappointed.
Do you guys remember, like, a few years ago, they had those I Heart Booby things? Like, the
No.
Yes,
little
those
bracelets?
little rubber bracelets.
Yeah, that it's, like, sent proceeds to breast cancer charities.
I feel that.
I
So
remember having like
Oh, wait a minute,
5 of
man.
those in middle school made you like popular and you were flexing. That was like the OG flexing.
And then they tried
with-
banning them at us. Then they tried banning them in school, and you're like, no,
You're like,
can't do
no,
that.
stop me.
so my grandmother actually had breast cancer, and
Yeah, mine did
so
too.
ever since then, when I played hockey, I always had pink somewhere on my stick. And I played in a hockey tournament where they only wanted you to use black and white tape. And at the beginning of every game, after your first shift, like during your first shift when your team got the puck, they'd blow the whistle and give you an unsportsmanlike penalty if you had a different tape color on your stick. Mind you, I was a first line starter when I was in this tournament, and I pretty much skated out there and looked at the ref and said, "I don't care, I'm doing this for my grandma." And he just looked at me as like, "At least you know you're getting the penalty." And I went and talked with like the people who were putting on the tournament. I was like, is there any way I can be an exception to this? I'm not trying to use it for an advantage. I'm not trying to like hinder the goalies. I say I'm straight up doing this for my grandma. And they're like, no, we made the rule already. And I was like, so stupid.
And you sue.
Imagine that the guy from Vermont plays hockey.
Okay.
Dude, you actually
All
find
right,
shit
buddy.
like
Now
like young
that's just
people-
being like, what is that called? I can't think of the word.
A goon?
Not
Okay,
goon.
So do you actually fight at like that young age, or is that like an older people thing?
It was more of a high school and like older people thing, but well, also in youth hockey you have to wear the metal cage or like the fishbowl.
So you can
So
fight.
I always had my gloves on,
Dude, nice.
and I was known to get in a couple of fights and stand up for my teammates when necessary.
Dude, I just start kicking people shit in, you know?
I'd
Slice
never
them up
kick
with
with skates on.
The only reason I'd play hockey just to go and fight people.
Just slice people open, you know?
No, so in the last game I played in, I was out there, and in the first shift of the game for my line, I had, so mind you, this is checking hockey, the level right below high school hockey, so like middle school. I was out there with my line, and there was a girl on my line, and she was in a battle on the edge of the boards, and just the big goon on their team came in, elbow out right to the back of her head. And I was just
Wow.
hopping over the boards when I saw it, and I went over there. Mind you, I was the big guy on my team, and I grabbed him, squared him up, threw him a couple, threw him into the boards, cross-checked him multiple times. Second big guy on their team comes over, tries taking me away from his their like first big guy, and I take him and I throw him into the boards. I just looked and I said, "Bring it on, whoever's next, because you're not going to stop me from protecting my teammates."
Alright, white
And
knight.
then
Violently wholesome. but-
their big guy was a defenseman, and I had my head down at one point after I'd passed the puck, and I looked up to see if I should change or go on with the play, and his shoulder was just right in my face, and I went up, head down on the back of my, like, the boards part of the bench. There's no glass. My head hit that, and I fell down and crumpled onto the ice. I just
That's a
saw, like,
penalty.
teammates. That's what you would have thought. Ref didn't call a single penalty
That's a
on the
headshot
play.
right there. That's like a...
I left the game on a stretcher, and there was no penalty awarded.
That's tough.
Damn, that's kind of fucked up.
And then
Just
I
like-
didn't play
that's
the
awesome.
last 5 games of that year. And then my high school career, my hockey career was over.
Again, kick. Use the skates to your advantage, you know?
Oh my god.
I would have if I'd seen him coming, but I didn't have the puck, so I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to get hit.
Slice his ass open, you know?
So did your high school like actually have a hockey team? Or?
Mine didn't. I had to play through a thing called member to member and go travel about 30 minutes south to play hockey each day.
You can always do the thing where it's like, oh yeah, my school doesn't have a hockey team. I'm just gonna fucking join another school's hockey team.
That's
I
pretty
mean, you
much what I
could.
was doing.
Eli, did you play anything other in high school? You weren't in any sports, were you?
I mean, I played football up until sophomore year, and I played
Holy
a little
shit.
bit of baseball, but not really much.
Never varsity or anything.
Yeah, I was lazy.
I mean, I
You
was
should
on varsity
ban-
football, but
Hmm.
I mean, the high school I went to wasn't very good, so that's not saying much.
Fair enough.
Where'd you go?
I went to South.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
The only school near me with South in the name of the school name, I have full beef with. And that can be a story for another time.
Yeah, I think we might be
no.
almost out of time.
We've still got. I've got a timer going. We've still got 5 minutes.
Okay.
No, it was. I know me, David, and Cody didn't play any sports because we were in
They were
marching
just
band.
lazy.
And no, marching band was not lazy, man. I mean,
Dude, you can make it lazy.
No, it was a
alright?
cult.
Trust me. You
You're
can
not
make it
wrong.
lazy. You can make it lazy. I did.
Dude, your
Nathan,
guys'
me and
marching
Nathan
band
did.
was literally a cult.
yeah, I'm not gonna plug that marching band.
You can
over
make
there.
that argument. You really could make that argument.
It's
the
not
amount
a
of
cult.
shit that we had to go
It
through.
definitely, like, the guy who ran it definitely wanted you to treat it like a lifestyle.
Like the dude who ran it, like made you want to like. He like it's so bad that he would spend so much time that like he had problems at home. You know.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, I mean, not confirmed or anything.
Let's. Oh, it's confirmed. It was confirmed.
Yeah,
Oh, it
no,
was
100%.
confirmed?
It was confirmed.
It was confirmed,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
Long story short, I mean, people might know, but without saying his name,
It was
his
awful,
wife
man.
went
I feel
bye-bye.
him. I feel for him, man. I mean,
yeah, it's scuffed,
with
bro.
with the job he has, like, you know, that's the kind of thing you need to spend time on, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, shit happens, you know. It's whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't wish anybody's wife to leave them, but
no, I enjoyed it because I met like a lot of cool people in it.
yeah. I mean, a lot of my friendships.
I think I sucked about it, but yeah, just the people were not fun. You know.
Yeah, that and you had to devote so much of your life to it, man.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, the only part I liked about it was the people.
Definitely gave me something to do after school.
It was very nice because like we were like better than everybody, so
yeah,
confidence booster, you know.
It's always fun being one of the best.
It's not one of the best. Like literally, like last year I was in it. We got third at Grand Nets. Like I mean, we were the best, basically.
Third best, but
country. All right.
I mean, you could make the argument. I mean, like in the entire.
You guys must have been so good then because you got third at Grand Nats. Oh my god.
The reason. Well, I'm saying that is because of fucking politics. All right. I'm gonna pull that. Politics. It's politics. They haven't DCI and shit.
It really is like the band politics. It is huge, and definitely there's some bigger bands out there that almost always take the title just because of who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
not naming names, but yeah.
I mean,
yeah, right. Not trying to give away where we are or what we do, but
I mean, you literally said the last year you were in, you placed third. So I mean, you could literally sit there and look up the last couple years.
What year?
Yeah, because somebody's gonna spend their time doing that. And even if they do, why would I give a fuck?
I mean, I could say.
Look me up. You're gonna find a bunch of good old pictures.
Find where I fucking lived. Or where I went to school? Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Were they going to tell the people?
More or less trying not to.
You want a video.
More or less trying not to because of we did speak about the director and everything, but.
So let me just cut out that I said the where we were.
Nah, leave it in. It'd be
alright. The last year we were in. I said the last year we were in. Okay. How long ago was I in school? Exactly. I didn't say that.
Nobody knows really when that is, so we're good. But yeah, definitely banned. Like, you could make the argument very, very well that it is a cult.
Yeah, 100% you could.
I mean, South's band is starting to come up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
They're finally starting to go to some.
I mean,
they are.
Only because your guys' band is starting to fall a little bit.
No, they're not. They're not starting to fall.
So, man, I don't know what you're coming up with this random bullshit, but yeah, doubtful.
Fair enough.
We're not really falling because like you can't even place in finals. You don't even get to finals. You know.
I mean, that's because our band is trash, and I really give a crap less about how good they were because our director is like.
All right,
quarter as good as your guys' director.
All right, this is something I'm passionate about, even though I hated it. All right, fuck with me. All right, fucking kill you.
Don't fuck with me. I have the power of God.
Power of God. Yeah, man.
Mom,
wow, all right.
The meatloaf.
Dude, oh my god, that was so funny.
Oh, how funny.
Savage.
Why you have to be mad? It's only a game.
It's only a game. Don't be mad. Alright, boys. Well, that's about all the time we had for this week. Dexter, did you want to plug your YouTube channel or anything?
No.
No?
Like it was like no.
No. All right, boys. Well, that's about it. Anything else anyone wants to add?
No.
Nah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in and listening to the Nitwitz podcast. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.